Right, what I'm showing you now is a Panasonic video mixer. It's called a digital AV mixer with that code. So if you wanted to look it up, you could look up that code, and I'll put that into the title of the thing, WJ-AVE5. Basically, as far as I can tell, you can take two different sources, you can fade between the two video sources, and you can choose how you fade between them. And I don't know if you wipe between, yeah, you can wipe between A and B in various modes. Do picture in picture. There's a control here which does something. I don't know what that does. You've also got an audio mixer, and so you've got fading between two audio sources, 1 and 2, source, auxiliary mic, and a master for that, and then some output. So you've got 3 inputs: video source A, video source B, and an external camera in, and you can superimpose them, and a little audio level meter up there. You've got mic input on the front and a titling kit input, so you've got something that allows you to type in titles. And then on the back, you've got your source 1, audio, and then video in and a monitor out. Source 2, same thing, external camera in, audio in auxiliary, and then you've got your 2 outputs: record video output 1, record video output 2, and a preview output there on a BNC connector. And there are 3 at the moment plugged onto it, 3 BNC to phono adapters plugged onto it just at the moment for those outputs. Well, there it is. If anybody's interested in it, let me know. Otherwise it just stays in my whatever it is, museum of bits, as a fully working piece of kit, just covered in dust. You know, it's not worth throwing out. It might be that at some point somebody needs something. I believe most of these things can be done on a computer, but if you did want to mix together 2 video sources with a 3rd camera input source, then you know, with a number of different effects, this allows you to do that, and also to add audio to your video, add additional audio, so you can add commentary onto it or whatever. You'll know, here I am doing a video. I don't do any of that. I just record the video onto the camera, stick it onto the computer, and then maybe do a tiny bit of editing before uploading it to YouTube. The other thing then that would go with that is a Tascam Professional CD read-write. Okay, so that's an important thing about this. It doesn't say DVD, which is a DVD recorder, which would record onto DVD or VHS and transfer from VHS to DVD. And it's also got the hard disk drive thing in there. So that's a standard VHS to DVD transfer box, but with a hard disk recorder in it as well. So check out on this Tascam thing. There is a manual down there. Maybe it only does audio. Yeah, I've just had a quick look. Of course, it is only for audio recording of CDs, but at a high quality from your audio sources. So you can do things, finalize, erase, and various little things on there. CD rewritable recorder on there. So there it is. It's a CD recorder. Again, that's built into most computers, so it's rather a chunky bit of kit. But if you wanted to do something and you felt that a Tascam CD recorder was going to be better for you than having a computer, clearly with this you don't need a computer. you just need this in your audio source, and you can make and record your CDs. So there you are for your setup, for your whatever it is, audio setup. Do the recording without needing a PC, if that is of any advantage. Just a couple of bits of kit which are completely superfluous to requirements, however take up relatively little space, and can go into store until somebody says, oh, could do with one of those. And if you are one of those people, do send me a little message. We'll see what we can do about it. You can either, borrow it for something to cover the expenses and trouble about doing that, or make me an offer. As I say, it's surplus, and if the offer's worth the trouble, you know what I mean. If somebody offers you 10-20 quid for something, sometimes it's hardly worth for the 20 quid wrapping the thing up and taking it to the post office. Yes, you know what I mean. There's a lot of messing about doing something like that. However, if it's worth something that means, oh yeah, got to get this off because I'd rather have the cash than have the kit sitting around, I'll be definitely interested. You can comment on that if you like, and we'll see. But I thought people might be interested just to see some old kit. The other old kit I'm playing with, Behringer combo amp, H&H amp. I've checked that works, so that's fine. I can just that's going to hang on to that. And the Behringer amp, when I've fault finded that the amplifier bit has got some problem on it, it makes a loud popping noise and goes off. So I cut the connection between the preamp on the front and the power amp section, which also does the power supply. So that's the rectifier. So you've got your power amplifier chips there. You've got that. That's your output to your speaker there. No, I've not cut it. I've just chopped the speaker off. So what I intend to do is chop the connection between the preamp and the power amp and see if I can identify whether the fault is on the preamp side or on the power amp side. Well, if we're looking at some kit, we looked at the Behringer, the H&H. So the H&H seems to be worth hanging on to because it's something that was used by groups at different times and is recognisable. People value them. It's a Soundlab model AV100. It is a mono output amplifier with 3 or 4 inputs, a couple of tone controls and a gain control. The pots are all noisy, and therefore the thing that needs doing with this is either you can't adjust the pots, it already says that, do not touch this amp, or the pots need to be replaced, because as soon as you turn the pot you get all a huge noise coming out. So I don't know why they've all gone, because it's not just on one, it's on several. But the value of that compared to the value of the H&H is such that it probably, I've not had it apart, is barely worth changing the pots. I could try with some switch cleaner, spray that around and waggle the pots around, see if that does anything for them, and if it does I can do a little video and say, oh look, I've fixed a Soundlab amp, and what you've got is a 100 watt amp, I believe, which would then drive that Behringer 12-inch, 15-inch speaker that's in there, if I don't get the Behringer combo amps amplifier working. Anyway, there we go. So as I was doing a bit of something, but basically I was just putting the video processor on to YouTube to see what interest there might be in it, if any, because I've no idea about that. I do know about this. Not worth a lot. You can pick up these relatively cheaply, presumably in reasonable working order. The H&H I know is worth hanging on to. It's an amp. It's a slave amp, the one I've got, not the combo amp. At least it's an amp that can be used if ever we need to use an amp.